Hey everybody, Nerdy Transformed here, and I have a few changes to my channel. Sorry I've been gone for about a month. I had finals, I had studying for finals, I had coming home just trying to take a rest for a while. So, anyway, I'm back, and today we have the Power Rangers Samurai, the Deluxe Samurai Megazord. Yeah, there is some major changes from this from the Japanese Shinkenger mech. So, looking at them all, you can see they're all mostly like the Shinkenger one, except for the blue one over here. But we're going to take a look at them individually. Here we have the, let's see, I believe this is a turtle. He looks quite like a turtle. And as you can see, this one's the only one that can still, that's one major difference from the Shinkengers, is that this is none of them are supposed to be able to form their symbol mode. I don't know what it's called, but their symbol mode, as you can see, they have the pieces for it, but the pieces don't shift around to do so. The only one that can do that by pure coincidence is the turtle, because of how simple it is. But yeah, you just flip, if you want to make it, you can just flip the head and flip the fins in. And as you can see both fins actually have this weird loop in them. What this is for is because this part right here actually becomes the hand and robot in their Megazord mode. And to kind of hide that, they actually made it replicated on both sides. Some will complain about it, but it still looks like a turtle fin, and I can let go because they are trying to hide the fact that it transforms into something else. Also, each of them have a small little, the samurai symbol right there. You can see on the turtle, it's this little piece here. So yeah, not much articulation, just flipping the fins. It's a typical small pink Zord, you know. Oh, sorry about that. As usual with the pink Zords, are usually small and not do very much, but I don't know why you always get the short end of the stick with this. But, you know, it looks nice. It's got all the paint. I mean, it is actually really well painted. It's got silver and pink on the face. It's got the pink and silver all around here with the black paint as well. The one thing I would complain about is that you can see kind of like here, similar to the Generations Goldfire, this has like a very, I don't know why, but this particular piece here, the paint's not as thick, because you can see it's very, I guess it's got something to do with being the hand, because, you know, this piece does twist around. But for some reason it's a lot more faded on here. But it's not too noticeable from a distance. Next is the ape, who's pretty much the same, actually. Again, it doesn't have a piece here that would normally, like a hinge that would, you can even see they've kind of faked the hinge in. You can see the sculpt for what would look like a hinge right there. And it doesn't have the black paint on the face. But it's basically the same as the Japanese version. It's got the most articulation, or at least the most useful articulation. Since it's how its transformation works, you actually can, you know, turn the arm all the way around and you can move it outward. So you can actually get in a very chimp-like pose. So that is pretty cool. The paint is nice. My only real complaint about the paint-wise is that when it does form arm mode, as you can see, they didn't paint right here, which is fine, except that when you go into arm mode, it's a lot more noticeable because the silver and the black just stops. So that does bug me a little, but I can let go. It just makes the arm look more broken up is all. And if you're curious, you do have the samurai symbol on the inside of the arm there. So that's kind of cool that they did put the symbol in all of them. And the sculpt of the paint that does have the details is very nice. And I am glad to see they did paint both sides at least. So, not an amazing amount of paint, but more than they used to. Another thing to note is that this set's also one of the sets that when Bandai of America started doing new sculpts for the American versions to fit in with the whole Zord builder set thing. So that's one interesting thing to note. Next is the bear, and it does look quite like a bear. Maybe a very chunky bear, but it looks kind of cool. Again, if you were to flip the arms in, you can see where it would normally form the symbol mode, but you can't actually do it. And again, they left off paint, you know, like this isn't silver here, but majority, it's both the back of the leg and it's usually covered up by the bare leg, so you're not really going to notice it. He's got the samurai symbol right there. He's got all this machine detail on the inside of his legs, which is really nice. He's got all this detail where the legs fold up. So there is a lot of extra stuff. And you can see this piece missing where it looks like it should transform, but it does not. I do wish they painted the tips of the feet silver to kind of blend in right here, but oh well. Got a nice gold block there. His butthole, but, you know, Zord Builder port, but that's his butthole. He does have a leg articulation, it's not that useful, but he does have head articulation. Because this is the leg joint to make the leg, you can have him look up and down with it. And also, he does open his mouth. Rawr. Rawr. So that's the bear, pretty nice piece. This is the big controversy right here with the set, the dragon. As you can see, he's a pretty long dragon because he's using the sword as well as just kind of being like this. The dragon, from my understand from the original Japanese version, folded out a lot more. You can even see where they sculpted in like the parts where it would. Like you see there's this line here where this piece would like flip out and the tail would plug into that instead, making a very elongated body. Same here, you can see another line right here where it should, in the Japanese version, it would flip out and then it would have another joint that would like be in here that would flip out to make the head, give it a long neck. But instead we just have this little chubby thing. I mean, it certainly still looks like a dragon, it's just a lot cheaper looking because, you know, simplified, overly simplified. And of course, he's also the parts wielder. Now, I'm glad they at least came up with something to where you could hide all the bits, like the helmet and the sword, you know, you have somewhere to put them. But, I don't know, this one just disappoints me. And of course, he has... Him and the bear, for some reason, do not have any paint for the symbol itself. The others at least have some paint, like here, here on the sides. The entire turtle actually gets this entire symbol painted. But nothing for the bear or the dragon. I can understand the bear a bit because of the legs, but considering... Oh, I do that again. Sorry, I'm doing this on my bed, and it's not exactly a stable thing. But considering they have pieces like this, where you see it in both modes, they didn't even bother... I can understand not painting this side, maybe, but... At least do something here. It just looks boring like that. Oh, he does have some nice paint for red and gold on his face, which does look nice. But that's basically it for his paint. Oh, and he's got gold there, but you're not going to see that. And of course, like the bear, his head moves up and down because he's... Oh, it looks a bit more natural because of how the head joint works. And he does have a mouth. We have a little sculpted tongue, which nice sculpting, but nothing to do with it. I guess you could say he has tail articulation because this is where his legs are. This is the tail. And he has a problem with balance because of how much of the weight's back here, way past his back legs. I wish they had somehow put the legs here, or at least like in the middle here. But not too much to do about it. That means his whole entire piece is his tail and it weighs him down. Now for the red lion Zord, who, even the Japanese version didn't look like a lion. Wait, where's his symbol? I don't know where his symbol is on. Oh, it's on his neck there. All right, if you're wondering where his samurai symbol is, it's on his neck there. And for the lion, he has it on his front legs. Of course, the symbol part here is supposed to represent his mane. He's got a lot of paint actually. He's got silver on his cheeks. He's got gold for his eyebrows. He's got green eyes. Unlike everybody else, everybody else has red eyes except for the pink who has, you know, pink, and then this one who has green. Interesting. I guess red eyes would just blend in too much. The mouth does open and close. And that's basically it for his articulations. His legs do move, but they're transformation joints. They don't hold any pose because they just flop about. Oh, he also has that joint, so you can have him looking down, sort of. Like, rawr. Maybe like he's drinking or eating something. This one has the most differences because this one interesting thing about this set is that while there's less playability, the Megazord mode looks a lot better because of it. Because you can see it's basically a torso. While the Japanese one had these weird bits on the end that would make his legs look too short, while here we actually have something that resembles more like, well, legs. But we'll talk about that when we get to that mode. You can see, yeah, the red paint did go all over here, but we did get the entire top painted. And there's no joints to, you know, flip these in. And you can see the Zord Builder port's basically just hanging off his butt and his legs there. But he is a really nice looking one. Wondering about how big these are? Here they are next to the classic Thundercracker Generation the classic Seeker mold. See about half its size. And here they are next to the Deluxe Clawzord to get a good size look. So yeah, that's how big they are. Alright, much like every other Megazord, the transformation is pretty simple. Starting with the turtle, they're just going to split it in half. And you see there's a peg and a peg hole there. Flip the head in, flip both fins in, then grab this part where the faded paint is, and flip it around. There's an arm. Monkey is even simpler. You just straighten your arms out and flip it over its head. You can see it has a set spot to go. You peg them together. There's the other arm. Bear, also pretty simple. Flip legs up, flip head out. There you go, there's a leg. You're going to hit this button right here. This will release the mechanism holding the helmet in. You can see it's got that kind of thing. Remove the sword. flip it in, flip the head up, and there's your other leg. Last, you're going to take this, flip the legs back, a peg in, flip the legs in, and bring it out to make a torso. Here's another difference, is that in the original Japanese version, there was 2 pieces you would grab to bring together to make a full head. This one, it's almost like they only have the front half, so you can see the head is kind of flat. But he does have the helmet, so you just peg the bear in to make his right leg, and peg the dragon in to make his left leg. The turtle makes his right arm, monkey makes his left arm. Then you take the helmet, you flip the crest up. You can see all the nice detail on that. No paint, but it does have the samurai symbol there. And it's got all the shapes of the symbol modes on the sides. So this is really nice. So you just slide it on top. Oh, one thing I should show you. The head does have a lot of nice paint. It's got silver with the red kind of strap for the helmet around. It's got a headband that's red with a little bit of gold paint for the symbol, and it's got green eyes. So lots of nice little paint and detail on that, considering most of the time it's covered with something. I mean, that was just for extra thing. They could have left that blank, but they didn't, which is really nice. Let's get him back, so you get the full look at him. And of course, the dragon tail made his sword, which you can see has all these nice little symbols going along it. And this is one thing where it's actually better in the Japanese version. While the Japanese version did have paint, it did not have symbols on both sides. This one does. Not a big deal, but it is very nice. You can see it kind of has this wrap to it, and it's got a tiny samurai symbol on the end of it. So, that's his sword. You can't, let's see, he has 2, every hand can hold it. You can also store the sword. The show shows, in the instructions show it as kind of going like this, but actual samurai put it in like this, so that way the blade of their swords would not dull. But you can see you can kind of give it a sheathed look, and you can do this on either hip. You kind of just put it in, and you just push down, and it clicks into place. And it does look very nice. So, there's 2 ways to hold it. Both hands can hold it, but they each have their own issues. The yellow hand can hold it, and it looks right, and it looks really good, you know, it goes all the way through his hand, but he can't do anything with it, he can just hold it. Granted, you could flip away one of the monkey hands and give him an elbow joint, but then it looks really thin. So yeah, that doesn't work too well. This one, since the transformation does have the wrist joint, but the sword ends up sticking out that far because there's no slot there. So yeah, pick your poison. I'm going to go with the pink one just because, you know, articulation. Although usually I just display it with the sword sheaths. Here, if you're wondering about size, here he is next to the classic Seeker mold. You can see it's about twice the height of a Deluxe class. And here he is next to the Samurai Claw Zord. This is, of course, the American Power Ranger Samurai Claw Zord, not the Japanese one, but you can see they're about the same height. Both of them got their horns. So they do combine, but we'll get to that when we get to the Claw Zord review. So yeah, looking at him in just his robot mode, he does look very nice. He looks like a really good robot. He doesn't look like he breaks apart anything. He looks like he just meant to stay like this. You can see where the pieces flip out. I do have a couple of complaints. I wish they put a little bit more silver here. This part I don't mind too much because of the design, but here I wish they put a bit more silver to kind of cover the joint there. But it probably would have just got scraped off, so I guess I understand. And that's really it for my complaints. The only other complaint, I wish this button where the helmet's released was painted blue to kind of cover it up more. But I can live without it, and the back's not nearly as painted. Oh, what's interesting thing is the back of this arm is actually painted with the black and silver, just not with the yellow design. But they did put in extra paint for that. Back of the line has no paint, but near to any of the area most, but they didn't really need it anyway. I don't mind that. So yeah, he looks really nice. He's a really nice figure. Whatever can you pick him up? Yes, actually, if you can get him for about $20, I think he's worth it. I actually like him more than the Shikinger one, just based on this mode, not the overall set. If we're talking about the overall series, I think I would say Shikinger's better. But if you just want the representation of the samurai Zord slash mech, I would say go for the American one. It looks nicer to me, and the paint that is missing, I think you can fix. I know it's actually pretty easy to get the black and gold on the sword here, so I would say, yeah, go for it. He is really nice. I'd say he's worth the money. He stands pretty well. I mean, this is on my shaky bed, and he's actually holding his balance pretty well. And you can see that's pretty soft stuff, so it's actually standing up. It's actually standing up better than the Clawzord, who just, yeah. Okay, yeah, not perfect stance, but that's only because it's on my bed. The Clawzord also stands fine too if you get it on a hard surface. But yeah, this is Casey transformed. This is a really nice figure, and it actually, now that I think about it, looks better than the 2010 Megazord. Yeah, his paint stops like right there on his legs, but it actually doesn't look bad because it does do it most of the way. It doesn't look like two halves like normal. And if you remember the 2010 Megazord, he's not in reach, but the 2010 Megazord completely relied on stickers and gray plastic, which did not look remotely good. This, yes, uses a lot of black plastic, but black plastic still looks nice and shiny. It still looks like it could be made of metal just with paint. And this actually has a lot of nice silver paint all over it, so I think he's overall a lot better. So yeah, at least on the paint department, I think he beats the 2010 Megazord hands down. So yes, definitely go get him. I'd say he's worth $20, $25. You can find him pretty easily now, considering they're now on what? They're on Dino Force or something like that, Dino Charge. I'm Casey Transformed. I hope you get this figure and enjoy him, and I'll see you guys again soon for the Clawzord. If any of you are curious, I'm not going to be doing my regular Friday schedule for a long time, because this is summer. I'm going to just do it whenever I can. So, for the most part, you're just going to have to get... I'm going to be doing my bigger Megazords, and you're just going to get them when I can get them. I hope you all have a good day.